Welcome to my YouTube channel, everybody. In this video, I'm going to show you how I created this flyer design using just my smartphone. A lot of people have been requesting for me to create this particular video. Most of them don't believe it was done with smartphone, PixelLab to be precise. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through from the creation to the final process. Right, so stay tuned. And if you're new to my channel, do well to subscribe, turn on post notifications so you won't miss my videos. Right, so let's dive into the video. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we are going to be diving right in on how I created this design. So I already have the resources that I'll be using right here on my layers. Right, so let's dive right in. So as you can see, this is a blank canvas. Right, so the first thing you're going to achieve is the background color. As you can see, it has this greenish white and green gradients color. We'll be using our brand color for this design, as you can see here. So go to background colors, go to colors. It's a gradient color, so we'll be switching it to gradient, and this is the color. Let me show you the color code that I used. So here's the color code I used for the green. Right, so the white, you can just use white. Then this is the color code for the light green that I used. Right, so let's go back. So now the next thing is to achieve this shape here. Sorry, let me lock this so it won't be moving. To achieve this shape here, how did I do that? I imported a square shape, adjusted the size, and brought it down to this level. Right, and I colored it red. Now let's import another shape. Imported another shape. Now increased the radius. Let me see if this is okay. Yeah, I think this is okay. And place the shape that we increase the radius over the other shape that we previously imported, right? So now let's align it. Just follow what I'm doing carefully so you won't miss it out. Right, so now we have to merge the both shape. How do we do that? Click on your layers, then click on this right here, this button right here. Now you have to select the first and the second shape that we imported. Now click on merge, then okay. I have to wait. Now we now have the shape as one. Right, now let's remove the white color. Remember, the two colors must be different in order to achieve this. Now go to erase color, click on enable. Now it has removed the white color. Right, so now let's change the color of this shape, the red one, to the dark green. That's the brand color of the design. It's a gradient color, so this is it. This is the color that I used. Please do not mind my voice. I'm recording at 12 a.m. so I have to be very low with my voice. Now let's bring this down a little bit. That's okay. Then you lock it. So we've achieved the background and this custom shape here. Now let's import this shape. Click on this. Then let's increase this radius to 33 and bring this right over here. Before I forget, whenever you're designing, don't ever forget to use your grid lines. This will help you know where you're placing to help you achieve, a straight form of design, so it won't be disordered. Let's apply my grid lines. I'll be explaining how to use this grid line in another video, right? So 6, I think that's about it. If that should be 6, then this should be 94. Don't worry, I'll be explaining how to use this grid line properly on my other videos that I'll be making. The same thing with this. And also applying the same changes here. Sorry, that should be 94. Right. So here's our grid line. So we'll be placing everything in straight line. Let's increase this. Now let's change the color. Let me pick the color from the design that we have here, from here. Now we have this. So what next? The next thing to do is to import our image. Yes, to import our image. I already have that. Now this is our image. Nice. Let's take it back let's take it to the back. Now we have something like this. As you can see, we're getting closer to what we did here. Now let's lock this image. If you notice, there's something that I did here. If you look at this design, you see that the product that she's holding on her hand, that's the bag that she's holding, came forward. So before we get there, let's do every other thing before we get there, right? So I'll just go straight to importing the text part. That would be easy. Very simple, just import your text and every other thing. So let me I already have the text here. Hold on, let me just do that really quick. So let me start importing my text. For that, okay, I imported this one. Then this. So yeah, we imported the text. So now let's create this hold on. Let's create this line below. Let me show you how I did that. First of all, you import a shape. Then you adjust the size of the shape and bring it down. Increase the width of the shape and a little bit of the height. Now let's increase the radius a little bit. I think this will do. Once you've done that, go back to edit, reduce the fill opacity. Once you've done that, you go down to the stroke. Now increase the stroke to 1, or let's do 2. Now come to stroke color, switch it over to gradient, then click the plus sign. Just follow carefully so you won't miss out on what I'm going to do now. Change this to white, increase. Change this also to white. Now click on the plus sign to import another layer. As you can see, the middle one, click on the color. Then click reduce the transparency to 0. Then click OK. Click on this, click on plus sign, do the same to 0. Now let's adjust. You can decide to leave it that way or you change the angle. For me, I'll be changing the angle to something like this. Then click OK. Click OK. As you can see, let me turn off the grid lines so you see very well. As you can see, we have something like this. But the stroke thickness is too obvious. So let's reduce that. Click on that shape, click on edit, go down to stroke, and reduce it, the stroke width, reduce it to 1. And that will do. Then we have something like this. Now, next thing is to change the color. Click on color and use the green color. As you can see, this shiny effect on the shape that we just created. Let's achieve that. Click on stickers. If you're using PixelLab, click on stickers. Then go all the way to this place and click on this one. Right. I think that's it, or the second one, I think so. Either of the ones you want to click, just bring it over here. Reduce it, the thickness. Then come here, we want to use the same color. So it will, as you can see here is blue, but we don't want to use blue. Now let's achieve this so it will have the same color with the brand. Click on it. Then come here to color filters. The hue, adjust the hue till you get the color that you need. Keep adjusting. I think this is the color, 96. Click OK and then do this as well. Now we have something like this. Let me adjust it a bit. Then you duplicate, you copy and bring it down. You copy it and bring it down. And you have something like this. Sorry, I would have to lock this. Take it furthermore to the left. And we have something like this, right? It's looking so amazing. Now the next thing is to import this to create this shape, this and this, right? I don't want this video to be too long, so just be creating the most important thing. You know how to add text, you know how to add images, right? So let's just dive straight into the most important thing you need to know on how I created this design. Now import your shape. Bring it right over here. Just keep adjusting the radius. You have to reduce that, increase that a bit. And don't forget your grid lines. Very, very important. When we've gotten this, let's add the color. It's a gradient color. Now we have that. We'll create also the shape where the perfumes are. Create a simple shape. Add the color. Duplicate it. The color. And like I said, your grid lines. You put these grid lines to use. Okay. Add another grid line. Sorry. Add another bottom grid line. Let me just keep this here. As you can see, I'm putting these grid lines to use. And we have something like this. Yup, we have something like this. That's so amazing. Now I have to add the perfume bottles on top of the image. I already have them here. Let me just import them. Right, so let's make some adjustments. And we have that. You already know how to add shadows to your image. If you don't know how to, this is how I did it. Click on the image there you want to add shadows, then go to shadow. As you can see, the shadow is subtle, not too much, not too small to notice. These are the settings of the shadows that I use. The blur radius 12, offset 21, minus 21, then offset Y 14. All right, so just in case you have any questions, drop it in the comment section. I'll clarify you. Let's continue. Now, back to this image, how I did this, how I achieved this here. So watch closely. Now, the thing to do now is to duplicate that image. Sorry. As you can see, we've already duplicated that image. Make sure it retains the same size as the one that you uploaded and imported before. So both of them will remain in the same size. Now, sorry, go to eraser, click on eraser, then do this. Now let's erase part of this lady. You erase. Just be careful so you won't erase the part we want to use. Let's reduce this to brush. Then remove the part where her fingers are only touching because we'll be applying color. Right. do it very, very, very carefully. Very, very carefully. Because we'll be needing, we wouldn't want any part of this box, this packaging box to be cleaned or erased. I think this will do. Now watch what I'll do here. As you can see, we have this on top of the other one. Usually I would just remove the background, but I don't want this video to be too long. You can use background removing softwares to remove the background, so you have only this. It will be much easier, or you do it my way. Now let's align it perfectly to what we have here. Then click on color filter. Let's adjust the hue to give us that green color. I think we have this. Now let's add shadows. Let's add shadows. Now we have this. Let me remove the grid line so you see very well. As you can see, we have something like this. Perfect. Now you're locked. Make sure you lock them so you won't mistakenly touch any of this and it will displace. Right. Now, how did I add this logo to the box and also to the shirt? Let me show you how I did that. Let me import the logo. Let me import the logo. Okay, let me just import them, then I think the logo is also here. So let me sorry. Let me just take note of the adjustments on the 3D rotate 6 and -9 for the shirt. So let me reset that. Also the opacity 38. Reset that. And as well the rotate 4. Reset that. And we just have, hold on, just the plain logo. Now watch what I will do here. Reduce, place it, use your position key, place it very well. Now for the rotate is 4. The opacity 38. Then the 3D rotate, I think this should be 6 and -9. Right. I'm not sure if I remember, but yes, I think that's it. You were able to achieve this. Let me reduce that again. So that's the same thing we did here on the box. Right. So that's it. Now, how did I achieve this fume, this green what's it called, fragrance pouring on her face? The original one, I think, I'm not sure if I still have the original image, but okay, I think I do. Let me bring that forward. The original image has this. Hold on. has this fragrance color and all this, but I wanted it to look original, with the color brand and all those stuff. So let me show you how I achieved that. First of all, I downloaded this fragrance effect from this software called Image Search. It will be popping up here on the screen. I used Image Search. Let me reset this. So the original color is just white, right? So now, hold on. You adjust. Let's use this. So make sure I forgot to clean. This is how it was. So we used our eraser to make some adjustments. And we have something like this. Then we added color. Let's rotate it a bit. And we have something like this. Perfect. Now the next thing is just to be adding every other thing. I think I've touched the necessary parts. So let's import every other thing. So we have this, right? You have this right here. That's how I created this design. Now one more thing, you can see some effects going on the background, like the green leaf and some kind of shape. Let's import the shape, give it the green color, then reduce the opacity. Bring it right here, take it to the back, duplicate, bring it right here as well. Or something like that. Now import our perfumes with the blur. Then the leaves. So I don't want this video to be longer anymore. So just do what we have to do to wrap this up. Take them to the back. And we have this. And we have this right here. That's how we created this design. So if you want to use Lightroom to make it more sharper and come out cleaner, let me quickly do that. Go to Lightroom. As you can see, the design is already here. Let me show you the edits that I used. The details, here are the settings for the details. the effect, just touched the texture, the color. Went to the mix and touched the green a little bit. I think, yeah, the hue of the orange a little bit. Yeah, this is probably it. I hope you learned something new. And this is how I created the flyer design for those of you who are doubting. So this is the process on how I created this simple flyer design using PixelLab. All right, so do well to subscribe, turn on post notification for more videos like this, and see you on the next one.